Okay, so thank you so much for joining. I'm really excited to show you guys more about the doTERRA ranks, and hopefully after this you'll sort of get a bit more of an understanding on how to achieve the different ranks, and also how you get paid once you start doTERRA, because a lot of people sort of see what the average earnings are for each rank but are really confused actually how you get paid those average earnings. So hopefully after this presentation you can understand it a little bit more. So I'll just get you guys to mute when I go through this, and I'll just go through this presentation, and then at the end we'll have any questions. So as I said, this will be just the very basics. It can get quite in depth when you get into the leadership ranks and the bonuses and things like that, but I'm going to try and keep it really simple, because I think when you're just starting out and you're a newbie, when people start going into those really big ranks and the bonuses and things like that, it can get really overwhelming. But I think when you first start out, the most important thing that you need to know is I guess how to start structuring your business for those ranks, and also how you get paid, which is also very, very important. So I'm sure some of you have seen these average earnings. So these have just been rounded out. There are, if you go onto the doTERRA website, you can access the full income disclosure, and they update the average earnings every year. So there is the average earnings out for 2016. So please go on the doTERRA website and check all that out, and you'll get the correct income. But I have sort of just rounded it out here. So these are obviously the averages. So when you hit the silver rank, you may not get this income straight away, because this is the average of people that have just hit silver, and then people who are really, really close to hitting gold and they've averaged it out. And all the people that are silver on average receive around $26,000 a year. So the next one, so these are just the leadership ranks. The next one is gold. So that's on average around $57,000. Platinum is the first six-figure rank. So that's approximately $100,000. Then we go to diamond, which is around $200,000 a year. Blue diamonds, close to $500,000 a year. And then presidential diamond is $1.3 million on average. So we'll go through how to get to these awesome ranks. So the first thing I want to let you know is some of the terms that we use. So PV, you might have heard that a few times. So PV is your personal volume. So that's when you have an order through doTERRA, your personal order. To get paid, to be eligible for commissions with doTERRA, you do need to have a personal order and personal volume of 100 PV. So 100 PV is similar to the American dollar, but it can vary quite a lot with different products. But to get a 100 PV order every single month, it costs approximately $130 for us doing the business. So that's where we get our personal products, like we might get any oils that we may want to top up on. It's when we get our supplements or the hair care products or the natural cleaning solutions and all those different products that we order every single month, and that we use within our own homes. And then there's the overall volume. So that's our entire organisation. So my overall volume for my organisation includes everyone in my team's personal volume, and also when I start enrolling people and they start enrolling people, all of that volume adds up to be your overall volume and helps you to rank. Okay, so we'll go to the first two ranks that people start going for. The first rank that people start aiming for is executive. So that is a 2000 OV. So to get 2000 OV in your organisation, you have to have your personal order, so your 100 PV order. But then that's when you start sharing the products with other people. And the best way to get to that amount is obviously doing classes. So for me, classes has been my most successful way to build up my volume and to get the products out there and share them with others. On average, a class will get about 500 PV. Some people say between 500 and 1,000. So I always, from the start, when I very first started doTERRA, would aim between 4 and 6 classes a month. So if you had 4 classes, you would easily get to executive. So that's a rank that you could reach on yourself in 1 month just by doing 4 classes. The next one is elite. So elite is 3,000 OV. So I actually hit elite in my very first month, and that's because I had 6 classes booked. So my first month that I started, I was out there doing 6 classes, and then I reached that 3,000 OV. Didn't understand the ranks a lot at that time. I just knew that if I got out there and started sharing doTERRA with others, my business would grow, which it did. Okay, the next one. So this is when you've got to start structuring your team and thinking about who you want your leaders to be. So at Premier is when you've got 2 leaders, and those 2 leaders need to get to executive, which is what I said before about the 2,000. So you would have your 2 leaders hopefully up the top, but they might be down a little bit, which is fine. And once they hit the 2,000 and your complete OV is 5,000, then you've hit that first leadership rank, which is Premier. And there's a new bonus out at the moment that's just started called the Empowerment Bonus. And you actually, when you hit Premier, you actually get an extra bonus, which is approximately 260 Australian dollars, which is a nice little bonus for starting to structure a team. So silver, this is when you get into the leadership ranks, and this is when you have 3 leaders in your team. So there are 3 people who are doing a 100 PV order every single month, and underneath them in their organisation there's a 3,000 OV. So as I said, I hit elite in my first month by doing 6 classes. So basically if you've got 3 people that are doing between 4 and 6 classes a month, or they might even be doing a couple of classes and have someone else under them doing classes as well, which adds to their OV. And then obviously you up here as a silver would be contributing some of your classes in there as well. But if you've got 3 people that get an overall volume of 3,000 each, then you hit the silver rank, which is really, really exciting. And the average income for silver is around 26,000 annually. Okay, so gold is a really exciting rank because this is when people start really replacing their income. So gold was my initial goal, so I could quit my job and replace my income. So gold is when you've got your 3 leaders that were elite that have now stepped up to Premier. So remember how I said Premier was when they've got 2 executive legs. So all 3 of them premiers will have 2 different teams. And as you can see, as you start moving through these ranks, the most important thing is that you're just helping others achieve what you have. So I achieved elite, and then I helped 3 other people achieve elite. And then I was helping these 3 people get their team members to elite as well. So Premier is a really achievable rank, and it's really just helping 3 other people achieve that, and then you'll get an average income of around 57,000. So the next one, Platinum, it's a big one. This is when you start getting into the 6-figure ranks, start earning close to 100,000 a year on average. So this is when you've got your 3 silvers. So silver, again, is when you've got 3 people that have elite. So when you've supported 3 people to find 3 people achieve elite, then you'll be platinum. And the average income, as I said, is $100,000 a year. Then diamond is when you start a 4th team. So up until platinum, you only have 3 teams, but then you start your 4th team. So once all 4 of them are at silver, so as I said, with 3 elites each, then you'll be earning an average of $200,000 a year. So it took me 18 months to hit diamond, and obviously that was quite fast. There are people that do it a lot quicker. There are people that take a little bit longer, but for me it took 18 months. My sister in my team has recently just hit diamond as well, which is incredible and a really great opportunity to be able to help her to achieve that. And I know that there are going to be so many others in our team up and coming that are going to achieve diamond as well. So diamond is an incredible rank in doTERRA, and it's something that most people aim for when they first start. It's when you can walk the purple carpet at gala, and there's a lot of other benefits, like being able to be involved in the Healing Hands trips for doTERRA. So I got to go to Nepal last month and contribute to the Healing Hands project. So a really incredible rank to aim for. Then blue diamonds. So this is the rank that I have just recently achieved. So this is, you need to have at least 5 golds. So I've got 5 teams. As I said, my sister is diamond, but the other 4 are all gold. So that helps me to achieve blue diamond. And obviously, if you guys are all newbies, as I know most of you are that are listening, this is probably going to be really huge for you to imagine getting to these ranks. But as I said, if you can achieve a rank like elite, and then you help them achieve elite, and then help their people to achieve elite, it's really just working through them one at a time, and eventually you can get to these big ranks. So presidential diamond, this is huge. So there are currently three presidential diamonds in Australia. So my upline Tara, she just hit presidential diamond last month. It's an average of 1.3 million annually. So platinum, you need 6 platinums. So this is now, I'm thinking about my 6th team over the coming months, and helping them all to achieve platinum. So as I said earlier, platinum is the first 6-figure rank. So having 6 people that you've supported to achieve a 6-figure rank is an incredible result and an incredible feat to accomplish. So platinum, as I said, is 3 silvers. So a platinum helps 3 people to get to silver, and the silvers have 3 elites. So I hope you're still with me by here. So this now is the compensation plan. And when we join with doTERRA, we receive a welcome packet, so a welcome booklet. And in that welcome booklet, you will find this compensation plan sheet. Now, for anyone just starting out with doTERRA and have just ordered some oils and looking at this massive compensation plan, it can get really, really overwhelming. But I just want to stick with up the top here, because that is how we start earning money at the start. So when we're a newbie, we want to keep to the basics and just work out exactly how we're going to get paid when we're starting to share these beautiful oils. So the first thing we want to do is obviously let doTERRA know what our bank details are. So there's a bank detail form online. So as soon as you fill that out and you've set up your 100 PV order for every month, you're eligible for commissions. So to get paid, we can share oils at the retail price. So I don't do that very often because I want all my customers to have the wholesale price. But if somebody did purchase through me at retail, I would get a 25% commission. So if they spend $100 on retail purchases, I would get a $25 commission. So that doesn't happen very often because I want all my customers to be able to enjoy the benefits of a wholesale account. So when somebody orders wholesale through me, I will receive a 20% bonus on that. So 20% commission. So this is paid weekly into our accounts. So if I enrolled somebody, as I said, I would get a 20% commission, but then the person above me would get a 10% commission, and then the person above them would receive a 5%. So yeah, if I enrolled you today, and then tomorrow you enrolled someone else, you would receive a 20% commission from that. I would receive a 10%, and then the person above me would get a 5%. So I hope that makes sense, but if you can just think about when you're out doing classes and sharing the oils and introduce people to start their own wholesale account, which is the best value, you will then be rewarded by doTERRA by 20% commission. So that's 20% of the product value, so the PV, and then that is divided by 20% and paid to you in money value. Okay, so then there's the power of 3. So this is when, as I said, all of the ranks up until diamond, we look to having 3 people we want to partner with this business. So once you have your 100 PV order, and then you've got 3 people with a 100 PV order, when all that volume adds up to 600, you'll get a $50 bonus. And then when them 3 people have done the same, and found 3 people, so they get their $50 bonus, you will get a $250 bonus. And then when that's duplicated again, there'll be a $1,500 bonus. So these are all in US dollars, so they're a bit more for us Australians, but we get this bonus on a monthly basis, and this bonus is just a really great way to set you up for ranks and structure. So that, as I said, once you've got 3 people that are getting elite, then that's you hitting silver. And then this is setting you up to be able to get a bonus, but also setting you up for those ranks. So that is paid monthly. We do get monthly bonuses once we start getting into those leadership ranks. Additionally, we have uni level bonuses. So this is when it can get quite complicated, and I encourage you to really look into this once you've got your head around the basics. So I think when you're starting out, it's really important just to know that get out there, start sharing, and you'll receive that 20%. Start looking at your structure, and then eventually you'll start getting uni level bonuses. So you'll get a percentage back for everyone in your organisation on different levels. And then there's leadership bonuses, which are really incredible as well. And this section here is why people in the leadership ranks get such a high income, because these leadership bonuses and these uni level really come into play. But it's the main source of income when you're very first starting out would be your fast start and your power of 3. So this is what we want to really understand when you're starting out. And then there's a lot more training as you move through the leadership ranks for here. And this is where it gets really important to go to things like leadership and convention to really understand the bonuses available to you. And then there is a lot of other online training available. So some of the training that I recommend, if you really want to get your head around this, is if you Google Share Success Compensation Plan. There's some really in-depth videos there. And also on Nourish Mastermind, there's some in-depth videos there as well. So if you're ready to go next level and really understand the uni level bonuses and the leadership, then I recommend you checking those out as well. And I think that is about it, guys. So I'm going to stop recording and I'll take some questions.